You see, it's a dark screen, and it's a man taking something off his uniform, like taking off his medals, like taking off his rank bar, and he says, "Congratulations, you've been dishonorably discharged, First Sergeant." And he says, "Thank you, sir. I'm glad to have served the Lyran Commonwealth." And then you hear like a drum roll. And we still haven't seen this guy's face, but we get his hands on like a tractor farming somewhere, and there was a peaceful life. And then like we see a dropship falling from the sky, but the engines are evilly red. They came. And we see like evil pirate battle mechs. They're junk. They've been thrown together instead of
fucking old aggro mechs that have been
instead of an autocannon. They have like 6 machine guns strapped together with it's wire.
It's like the Raider armor in Fallout 4.
And the man goes, "You made a mistake attacking my planet." And then it's just 100% action movie of essentially this generation Sylvester Stallone, like diving behind cover, firing 2 pistols. Every scene, he's always firing everything on full automatic, never reloading. Immortal Warrior.
Yeah.
And like, the final scene is him getting into the cockpit of a commando battle mech, and as it seals down, it says, "Season 1.
Amazing. Oh I fucking love it.
This winter, see how it all began. And then there's a minor key solo piano playing at half speed. You're not sure what the music is, but it sounds familiar. We hear someone say, "Staff Sergeant, it is in the interest of the Lyran Commonwealth to initiate the operation. We're asking you to lead the team." And someone hands a dossier over to a digitally de-aged version of the Immortal Warrior, who accepts it and opens it. The orchestral theme resolves into the theme song of the Immortal Warrior. The next scene is a Draconis Combine functionary takes a passport and says, "Welcome to Rasserhag, Mr. Rothfuss." There's a Nordic warrior woman in a sci-fi 80s tunic with huge cleavage exposure who crosses her arms to lift her chest and says, "Lyrans, we don't need you here. We can earn our freedom our own way," before turning her head and going, The next scene is an internal security force agent in the typical all-black sneaking suit with a red 360 visor helmet. He's weirdly stroking a poster of the Immortal Warrior that just, it's like, like, this is a terrorist on planet. Capture him. Do. This winter, warriors aren't born immortal. Do. They are forged. Do. In the fires of war and tempered in ice. Immortal Warrior's origin, Dragon Clash in the Kingdom of Ice, coming soon. And then it says, and if you haven't had enough Immortal Warrior, Immortal Warrior, the movie, releasing now.
It was just another day on the frontier until the pirates arrived.
Dad, the pirates are too many.
Listen, son. Comes a point in every man's life. You're just gonna have to do it. Leave. Get out of here. Go.
No, Dad. I can't do it.
One kid is about to find out how second chances come once in a lifetime.
I'm not a little kid anymore.
I've become the best mech warrior. This summer, pain is temporary, but revenge is immortal. Immortal Warrior. This film is not yet rated.
The next thing that happens is the screen goes black, and then we see a hand axe coming down and chopping a block of wood in half. And we hear, it's the exact same scene as the first scene of the first episode of Immortal Warrior. And we hear the same voice go, "Warriors aren't born immortal. They're forged." But as we zoom out, we see it's the Immortal Warrior chopping wood, and in the background, his commando battle mech is like standing watch over his house, and like a young lieutenant runs up to him and is like, "Sir," and he's like, "I'm not part of the military anymore. I only came back to serve for a short time." And he says, "But it's the Cretans, they're back." And he says, pulls out glasses and goes, I guess it's time to be immortal. He starts running toward his battle mech, and in the process, it skips into like the Immortal Warrior season 2 opening. Like, here's the trailer. Here's all the old characters you like. They're in the first part of the trailer, and then in the second part, it's like, here's all the new characters, and they
The
they
bad
look like
guy
this.
is like all
and then
menacing.
no, the bad guy's completely blacked out, and his battle mech,
yes.
you like, is smoky, so you know it's mech shape, but you can't tell what mech it is yet.
It's like it's a sideways silhouette, you know.
We faded black on that because that's Immortal Warrior season 2, the pilot. Very
I
final
see
scene
a turtle.
the very final scene is the Immortal Warrior. His hatchet man mech, the hatchet is stuck in the back of a bandit cattle master that he pulls out, and he sees a dropship taking off into the sky, and someone over the radio does the radio voice of like, "That's right, we drove him off, Immortal Warrior," and he goes, "No. Enemies might be born, but they must be forged into death." And then it says, Immortal Warrior 2, Beyond the Periphery. And it's like 2 allies he's made this season, and then the old ally he made when he started a rebellion in Rosselhag, and like a Draconis Combine samurai who begrudgingly now owes him a favor. It's like the 5 of them blasting off beyond the periphery to take on these bandits in their home. Immortal Warrior 2, Beyond the Periphery, coming to a theater near you. Down Draconis Combine, the prequel movie where he dragon clashes in the Kingdom of Ice. Immortal Warrior Season 3, Freedom Isn't Free. And then there's a bunch of bullet holes through the logo of the show. When the cowboys of the new intendancy of New Spain revolt against Free World League rule, one man must do whatever it takes to bring peace to 2 realms. Warriors aren't born immortal. Dun 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 dun. They're forged in the fires of war. And the flames of revolution. Ricardo Hunt is the Immortal Warrior returns. Brought to you commercial free by Jacobson Unlimited. But then it has an advertisement immediately after the show. We recognize the familiar jangle of the Immortal Warrior's new spurs now that he's done Cowboy Land. Yeah. Immortal Warrior Season 3 ends with the Immortal Warrior walking his mech through like a mech-sized cowboy town where a bunch of cowboy ranchers all piloting agro-mechs are like ambushing him, doing some bandit stuff. There's a shootout, and like a finale is him versus some Star League era mech. He's down on his back, and the guy's like standing crushing his mech's throat, and he gets one lucky like arm shot off with the Immortal Warrior's mech, and the bad guy falls down, and the Immortal Warrior's mech, you can see that the engine is overheating, his jump jets aren't working, he stomps off into the sun, and as that happens it says, the Immortal Warrior will return, Season 4. With an animated scene of a battle. A lance of mechs are systematically cut down by one mech fading in and out of the screen.
To solve a ghostly mystery, one legendary hero partners with a legendary team.
A silhouette of a drop shuttle can be seen at the spaceport as the sun sets behind it. Screen fades to black again. Fade in to show the feet of a battle mech. The camera pans up. The screen fades to black at about knee height.
And one dog? Ruby, Ruby, Roo!
Music turns into Scooby-Doo, Where Are You theme from the 1970s cartoon. We see Scooby and the gang standing outside the spaceport, meeting the Immortal Warrior.
Like zoinks there, Scooby-Doo. It's the Immortal Warrior.
Of the century, Scooby-Doo and the gang find their biggest mystery yet. Immortal Warrior stars in Scooby-Doo, The Case of the Phantom Mech.